As we talked about the various type of tissues in the previous vid, what were those type tissues? The connective, the epithelial, the muscular, and the nervous one, right? So we get the name only there. Now today we are going to understand all their function and thing. So first comes the epithelial tissue. But a common fact here, the longest type of tissue is your nervous tissue, the neuron tissue, right? It is the longest one, having axon, dendrites, and many things in a single unit. So they are interjoined and they are the largest one. But here's the common thing, these are not the most abundant. The most abundant, at the second place comes the epithelial, and at the first place comes the connective tissue. The connective tissue is the half brother of your epithelial tissue. Wherever epithelial goes, connective will follow it for a process known as diffusion. We will get to that shortly. So, how does this thing work? Epithelial tissue should be the most abundant, right? Because let's understand its function. It is said to be having the formation of lining. So epithelial tissue forms the lining of each type of organs and each type of surface. So it does the work of lining. Inside your stomach, the acid is not burning your stomach because of the lining of epithelial tissue and everything. So epithelial tissue does the work of lining, protection. These are pretty rigid. They are attached closely together to form their rigidity. So they are rigid, they are very strong, and they form the inner lining, and they are the skin and everything. So it's the function of protection. But how does connective overcome this? Connective is in on par with the epithelial tissue. That means wherever epithelial goes, connective will also go there. But do you know that blood is a type of connective tissue, and there are different type of blood, the white blood cell, the red blood cell, as well as the platelets. So there are various types of them which are not on par with the epithelial tissue. That's why connective tissue is the most abundant. But do you know one thing, that epithelial has the highest regenerative capacity? It regenerates really fast. And similarly, epithelial tissue is really strong, and due to their rigidity, due to there being no intercellular matrix in between them, because they are really compacted together, there's no connective tissue in between them, so blood does not flow through them. And but the cells require blood for the oxygen, right? So the connective tissue at the basement membrane, between the basement, on the basement membrane, there are the open surface epithelial tissue, but beneath them there is our blood connective tissue, which performs the work of diffusion, supplying nutrient, oxygen, and making epithelial survive. Also, epithelial has a free surface, that is in our thorax. There is like a open surface. Whenever we swallow, the food gets down there, so that's the surface. So it is open surfaced. Thank you.